even though it's been maybe a couple of days or so since I picked up the camera and made a somewhat fairly long video, it seems like forever. And it would just be one day in which I haven't made a video that's over 10 minutes long, but man, in my mind I'm thinking of saying it's been difficult. That's what comes to mind. I don't know why I found it so difficult to leave the house today. Almost like it was more difficult than usual, just because of one day not getting 10,000 steps in. So 2 days in a row I got 10k steps. The next day, yesterday, none. I don't even think it was not even 1,000 recorded steps, but today I'm going to get my next 10,000. I've got 2,440 steps at the moment, so slightly over a mile, 1.169 it said. And especially on this cloudless day, which is a bit cold, it's a bit breezy, I feel infinitely more uplifted and more normal again. Before coming out, it was like I just felt low, like I had low energy, and it makes sense because I was just lying down, I wasn't doing much. It really doesn't help that I've built little structure around like when I'm gonna be doing certain things. For example, even though I plan to do X, Y, and Z, like to get my 10k steps in, but I didn't plan when I'd want to do it. For example, I want to get my 10k steps done from 10 in the morning to 11:40. That I did not do. But even though that's the case, I've decided to come out, and because I've tried again, even though I didn't get my 10k recorded steps in yesterday, I'm now I can now see how much of an effect not taking care of my physical health can have on my mental state, and just how I perceive life to be going. Even though life is probably going the best it's ever gone for me because of my actions, even if I don't like get steps in for even one day, it just feels awful. It really sucks, but hey. This is something I'm willing to do. This being getting the 10,000 steps in, it's definitely something I'm willing to do. And I don't see it as a sacrifice either. I see it as more like a necessity, something that needs to be done to just take care of my health in general. Because I always feel better after doing it, after coming outside and being out for a while. Even if I feel sleepy afterward, I just like the mental state I'm in more after doing it compared to not getting my steps in whatsoever. Even if it's just for one day. Unless if I were to have overtrained, for example, or got too many steps in. Speaking of, on the second day I got 20k steps, which is double the amount I expected, and then I got none. I didn't mean to get that many steps in, but because I was working on my sleep routine, I got up around 4. Well, that was the aim anyway, and I was up by then. I did things earlier, like my 10k steps, I did that earlier, and I was in the garden a lot of the time before going out for a long walk in the morning. And then I had somewhere to be, which meant I got more steps in. Perhaps I overexerted myself on that day. I don't really know. I definitely exerted myself more than I usually would steps wise. I would not do that many steps. Or I definitely wouldn't get that many steps recorded, that's for sure. But the walks help, even if sometimes I probably did too much, like that day I got the 20k steps in a couple of days ago. Yeah. Maybe later on in life, or maybe even in the near future, when I keep on improving my my fitness levels, maybe 20k steps would feel like how 10k steps would feel like, so it wouldn't be as tiring. Maybe I don't know, but I probably will find out, because I am going out my way to take care of my health, so it makes sense that I do. Because on some days I'm going to do more steps than the next. Now that it's getting warmer, there are a lot of flies around. Just like last year, I remember recording so many videos in the field park, very large park, or borderline field, and there was when I sit down in the grass, there's so many flies around, and it's coming to that. It's coming to summer again. It's getting starting to get many flies around. This is the first day I've seen it like this year, but hey, that's how it goes. Talking like this, and it is really helpful. Perhaps it's my form of therapy at the moment, especially when I have no therapist, because it allows me to think things through. Or sorry, it's not the videos aren't allowing me to think them through. I'm allowing myself to think things through making the videos, because it's not like the phone's telling me to do them. No, I'm doing that on my own accord. I'm not insane thinking the phone's talking to me. But anyway, I find them very helpful. I'm looking at the time and just checking how long it's been, so that I make an hour-long video as I wanted. Because I really liked being able to see that I could make 1 hour projects. It was nice. And I want to keep on making those sorts of projects again. I like the level of fulfillment I get from doing them, I think. Or if I didn't, it wouldn't make sense for me to keep on looking at the hour-long videos I made a few days ago, feeling proud of what I'd done. I just checked, but deep down I think I felt proud of myself because of how much I created that day. Earlier on in the video I said that it doesn't make sense as to why I found it difficult to leave the house, but in my mind actually I think it does, at least partially. For me to not say that would be me lying, honestly. And the reason why I'm now changing my mind and contradicting myself here is because of what I was thinking earlier, and that was that I've been on the phone watching YouTube so much, a lot more than I had been creating clips for videos that I put on YouTube. But although I prefer creating more, I'd still consume more regardless. And maybe thinking it through further would help me understand why that's the case, why I think that way. I've been saying I like watching the sunrise. I think I just like the days more when I do that. I find them more peaceful, but when I was up at 4 a.m. today, after a healthy night's rest, mind you, after waking up at 3:30 naturally, I didn't know what else to do other than go on the phone and watch YouTube. There definitely are other things I could have done that didn't require much energy physically or mentally, like just getting some fresh air by opening the window and just standing by the window. I could have done that. Now that I think about it, I could have exercised as well. Like how Ivan Juric says he exercises at 4 a.m. I wouldn't do it just because he says he does, but now that I think about it, it's just another idea. I could have written my thoughts down about just what was on the mind. For example, the dreams I had yesterday. I forgot what they were now, but it's something I could have done, but I wasn't thinking about that at that time. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just refuse to do those things. Maybe I just don't want to. I don't know. I hadn't thought of them at the time. So for today, I mean, so for today in particular, that would be why I hadn't done those things, because I hadn't thought of them. Perhaps I'm not putting enough thought power into experiencing or making my days more pleasant outside of like trying to wake up at 4 a.m. or something and being able to see the sunrise, which is nice. It wasn't as enjoyable today as it has been in the last time I did that, because I was just on the phone. It basically was less enjoyable. It seemed less enjoyable to me because I wasn't paying as much attention to it as I had done, like maybe the day before yesterday. But I'll tell you what though, this is pretty nice. Being out, just relaxing, getting my steps in. This will always be pleasant. But now after how today's going, there's so many flies on the bench and that try and go on me, on my socks and on my legs and stuff. I can now prepare myself and remember there'll probably be a lot of flies unless it's raining, because there's so many petals around where I'm sitting, so it makes sense as to why. But yeah, I definitely do enjoy coming out, but even though that's the case, I still found it so difficult to leave because I'm doing too much consuming. If I work on that throughout the entire day and just not be on the screens as much, things will change for sure. But how? What else would I do? It's so easy to not like be on the screens mindlessly when I'm out, because I don't have an internet connection. I've never purposely turned off my internet connection. Let me try that again. I haven't recently been turned off my internet connection regularly to be doing something else. And that definitely could be a part of why I would just be on the screens all day. If I weighed up why I'd be on the screens versus why I wouldn't be, there'd probably be many more reasons on the screen side than there would be offline, on the offline side. Because technology's probably for all of us has become such a fundamental part of our lives. I know, outside of the 10k steps and maybe like every day, maybe turning off the internet connection and only going on when I have a lot of things that I'd want to do, I don't know what else to do to help with the screens addiction I might have. Because I make videos here. Sometimes I go online to check my mail, look for job opportunities and stuff if anything's come through. I'd have a lot of reasons to go on YouTube. You can hide a lot of things. A lot of uncomfortable emotions, intense emotions that I would have to otherwise deal with and overcome. And although it might not be the best, although using the screens as a means of escape from those thoughts might not be the healthiest of ways of going about it, it is a way that I for sure know that works. When I go back home from a walk or something, it's not like I have many friends that I could just ring up. Everyone else is living their own lives, and the people who I have made friends with in this area I'm living in, they just don't bother texting me, even though I've gone out my way to text them sometimes, to which they have responded from time to time, but it's not a friendship in my opinion if it's only me that's wanted to talk to them and not also the other way around. That's not a two-sided friendship, that's just unrequited. It's only one-sided. I think I said that one correctly. I think that is it, yeah. Like how people have unrequited feelings, like someone having a sexual attraction for another person but the other one not feeling the same way. Similar to that, but just the platonic kind. I hadn't thought of screens as a means of being a cover-up for loneliness. I definitely haven't. But could that be a part of it as well? I'm not so sure. I don't know. Maybe. Also, with the way how I eat, sometimes I could eat too much and I'm not eating the healthiest of foods. I don't have any money to do that until the next universal credit claim comes through. I don't feel like going to do anything that I think would be worth my while after having the food I'd have, so that definitely could play a part in it. Oh, sorry, I was just moving my leg, hence the camera was moving. But anyway, could be a whole load of factors playing a part of why I'd be on the screens for so long. In the morning, okay, maybe I'm getting somewhere here. Perhaps throughout the day I'll be on the screens for different reasons. Now that I've said that, that's obvious, yeah. For example, in the morning after waking up, I'd be on to wake myself up. This blue light suppresses melatonin production, which makes us feel sleepy. But melatonin is a hormone that makes us feel sleepy or prepares us for sleep. So in the morning, just after waking up, I'd be on it for that reason. But then past that point, I wouldn't stop. Why is that? Well, when people talk about screens, people talk about dopamine, so it makes sense that that's a part of it. Going out my way to, like how I have with my food and my sleep, it makes sense that I go out my way to learn more about technology and what it does to our brains chemically and how that can make us feel because of it. That would help. So maybe I could start there, but then I'd be on the screens to learn more about the screens, which might be a short-term solution. But if I don't go out my way to control myself with a screen usage, then it's just another reason to be on it. Now, after saying that, I was thinking maybe that is the reason why I stay on the screens for so long, because I wouldn't go out my way to enact self-control. Maybe. I don't know. It's going to be more obvious when I look back, but for now, I know at least at night before going to bed, sometimes I'd have fearful thoughts about death, which the screens can cover up with, and take myself away from mentally, because the screens, they stimulate the mind as they create dopamine rushes, or through creating dopamine rushes. Also, I think anyway. And because of that stimulation, I can then push away those thoughts, which then provide fearful physiological responses, like feeling more tense physically, like clenching my hand, or like becoming really shaky about it, or tense, like really tense about it physically. Hold on a sec, my mind feels like it's been overused. I've been talking for like less than half an hour straight. If I go out my way to do more research on like screens and how they affect the mind, then we can see where it goes from there. I'd assume that would help a lot, bit by bit, just like how after doing my research on sleep, I have been, I got a better night of sleep yesterday, as I've been learning more about sleep efficiency and stuff. On that note, I'd like to say that I have come up with a new phrase recently, maybe within this past month or so, and it's this: education's the way out. Meaning that if there's something that you've got a problem with or that you want to learn about further, something that you'd want to overcome, it makes sense to learn more about it and to educate yourself about it. And that could be used in any aspect of life. I've done that with sleep, and now I've been able to start getting better nights. What else have I done that with? I was learning about nutrition. I have gone out of my way to eat healthier in the past, like having an orange the other day, having some yogurt, and planning my meals out too, but I haven't stuck to that. I don't have any money to go shopping with. So it's, even with saying that, it seems like there with things that I'd want to improve, although I'm serious about it and I would want to do it, perhaps there's so much resistance I don't see. And perhaps when I look back on it, maybe I'll think that I didn't make it easier for myself to see such resistance. It's not like you can see your mental state the same way you can see your physical state. You can just look at yourself and see how in shape you are, or how dry or moisturized your skin is, whether it's too dry, just at a perfect level of moisturization, or too moisturized in excess. You can obviously see that, but you can't see the equivalent of that in exactly the same way, because our mental state is not like a physical body to look at. It's just a set of maybe thoughts, things we say out loud, visions that we have in our mind, maybe of like certain images or of us doing things, maybe. I don't really know. I said I don't know, sorry. Yeah, that is how I think, at least. It'd be that. Images and some vocal thoughts, and me just thinking aloud now. My mind feels a bit overstimulated, and I've had a long pause because I don't really know what to say next. Should I end the clip here or move forward? and just keep on recording, even though I'm not saying much. I don't know. I could end the video here, but I want to actually keep on going and see what happens. Would there be any reason that I would want to try and avoid living my life and therefore just basically consume it away? I don't know. I know that I do have things going for me. I am trying, but when asking that question, the first thing that came to mind was the fact that money's low, really low. And it's not like I'm not sorted out that issue either. I just don't have much right now. I haven't done enough to have a lot coming in right now. But I am trying for sure, and I've made progress. But is this struggle for commitment only because of how little of an income I have? I don't think so. So I'm not sure it's that. It honestly could just also be like with developing your strength through exercise. It could just be that even throughout the entirety of school, I was able to easily commit to playing video games, going up the prestiges in Call of Duty, but in school it wasn't the same story. Maths GCSE was pretty solid. Like, I revised a lot for that, all the way from January till the exact exams came, and I got an A, or A equivalent, sorry. Really, I got a 7 in maths. I committed to learning, maybe not on a like very specific structure, but I did it enough to be able to get what would be considered by most a decent grade. Not the highest, but it was good. It was good enough. It was good enough for it to be all right on the CV. Not like employers would really be looking at the CV like at the GCSE part of the CV like that anyway, but hey. Long story short, maybe I just need to carry on with learning how to commit to things, like learning how to get the 10k step, or just consistently getting the 10k steps in, and maybe things will change from there. Maybe not. I think I should keep trying though. I should at least keep trying to learn. Maybe create in different forms that would probably help. the more I create, the less I'm consuming. I was using like the food logs to do that, as I've been wanting to make longer videos, so I can carry on doing that. But outside of that, how could I further commit, or what could I be doing to carry on creating, carry on learning? I don't know. I know I've got some foreign language books I could go to, but I wouldn't want to do it just because. I'd like it to serve a reason. Like if I was to learn a foreign language, then I could use it to make myself some money, like being a translator, working as a translator, like I've seen someone on YouTube do. But otherwise, I don't really see a way I'd be able to practice the skill unless I'm living in a different country. Then I definitely would need it. Who knows? One day I might. I'm not sure I would. And not to say I'm completely against the idea. It might help with me growing as a person mentally, but and living life and being able to enjoy it more, both when I would be and also when I'd be reminiscing on it as I'd age. But I'm not doing that right now. That wasn't what I was going to say, but I forgot what that was. Gotta focus on what I'm going to be doing right now to help myself out. Mentally, I'm alright. More sane than normal. With the help of the steps. I definitely am trying. But I know that even though I might feel a certain way, sometimes I might not want to go out and do stuff. Not doing stuff, as I've seen from yesterday, is just a lot worse than actually getting up and doing the 10k steps, for example. One time I remember not wanting to. I don't remember why, but yeah, not doing things is just a lot worse. Like Healthy Gamer GG said, I forgot what it was about, but I remember him saying the solution wouldn't be to take on less, but instead to take on more. Maybe it was to do with when people think they're falling behind in life. I don't know. I don't really think about that, honestly. I know where I want to go, what I want to do for at least a very long time, maybe a decade plus. But it's just going slow. I could be doing more, like creating the books I say I want to create. So maybe I could do that then, allow myself to focus on making a long project. It's not like I haven't done something like that before either. During A-levels, I did an EPQ on elephant endangerment, and I was able to come up with a 5,000 word dissertation and a presentation to go with it. So I have practiced making long projects in the past. I was thinking of doing something more physics related, but I forgot why I changed to doing that instead. I don't know, but cut a long story short, I can use the skills I had over there and refresh them, make sure they're no longer rusty, they're up to date, they're cleaned up, and then create something to sell. The idea of the presentations made me think that I could create the courses from the books I've made, or something similar, maybe. So instead of just watching videos all day at home, at the moment trying to learn how to not be on the screens, instead, why not create those books I say I want to create? And why not do something other than just be watching YouTube all day? Maybe this is a conclusion I could come to. The things that I would use to help me might actually be hindering me. Like going on the mental health content stuff with Healthy Gamer GG, watching all of those videos and trying to learn about stuff. That same content I'd be watching to help would mean I'd be on the screens for longer than I could be, and therefore I'm making it more difficult to live my life in a healthy way. So instead of spending at least as much time watching YouTube, I could be creating books and blogs and videos that I could then accumulate and gather up to make a course which actually would be trustworthy and easy to follow and worth using if people wanted to do that. That's the thing I could instead be doing. That'd take a lot of effort, and whereas watching YouTube doesn't. But I like when I use my head a lot, and when I go out my way to do something like these videos, because oh no, that was what I was going to say. I prefer the end result of using my head over not doing that, like making these videos over just watching YouTube all day. I prefer making the videos, but yet I'll be watching the videos for longer. As I said, it helps with like having a means of escape from negative emotion. But if I learn how to deal with them, then I won't make it seem like I need them as much. I've been able to stop watching porn recently, and although I have thoughts about what I've seen, I still don't go on it, and I, with ease, enact self-control and not do it. I don't go back because I prefer the feeling of not being on it so much that I constantly just stay off. And that decision to stay off is basically not even a question to me. But it's not the same with like just being on YouTube, for example. Maybe like how I thought now, sometimes I might think I don't know what else I do. I remember even saying that earlier on in the video, but I don't know what else I'd do if I wasn't on the screens. It's something I could, as I've done now, keep on figuring out and working towards doing. But where my mind went to as I was just saying that was again saying those things I'd watch to help me could actually be hindering me. As a kid, going on YouTube and watching a whole load of videos on the iPhone 3GS and stuff, it was enjoyable watching all those Vados videos and Dahi Dodogla videos where they'd all come together as a group. But I didn't know of the effects that could have on me, the negative effects that could have on me long term, especially back then. But I don't want to make myself feel fearful to not constantly go on it. Doing more research would probably help. It would. And as I do that, then I could make books about being in shape and stuff. Talk about what's worked for me, and maybe what's worked for other people if I've done a lot of coaching by then, and then sell it. One day, maybe one day I'll come back here and talk about all the sales I've made and stuff. Maybe. I probably would like that. But how would I sell them? How would I distribute the copies of the books? Would I have a whole stock of them in my room and then post them to people? Or would I have a company do that for me? Would I self-publish, or would I get someone else to do it for me? I don't know. But before I've even gone to think about the exact contents of the book, I've got to thought about how I publish it. I've thought about the end goal, or what I do at the end first before what I do at the start. Maybe that's a part of the problem. Or maybe calling it a problem is a part of it too. A part of what I'd say, or how I'd say I'd want to create books about getting and staying in shape, but just not doing it in the end, and not contributing to it on a daily basis. That's a long-term project, and that might take months to make. I'm not sure if it'd take a year or years, but definitely months, because it'd probably be a book that's hundreds of pages long. I'd have to do my research. I'd have to come with personal experiences. There'd be a lot I'd have to do. It is something that I've tried in the past though. I might have said that I haven't, but I don't think I did. I tried working toward a 1-year transformation journey book. That's never going to come out. Because it hasn't just been 1 year since I started this body transformation journey, which is now just become a journey. It's just a life transformation journey, I've called it in the past. I'm not even sure if I'll call it that anymore, although I definitely am going out my way to change my way of life. It's just, to me, it's just my life now. Don't need to put any fancy words on it, it's just that. definitely could make a book about my life, but if people were to buy it, I don't know. My mind went to thinking of saying that's how you survive social proof. People liking what you could do and then buying whatever it is you're selling. I don't know why my mind went from that to what I said earlier, but it did. Now I'm thinking about money again. How? So it's in order to increase my earning potential through personal training and stuff. I've thought of getting more qualifications, but how am I going to do that with extremely little money? I mean, the next claim's going to come through soon, I think. But right now, in my bank balance, I've got £2.32. £2.32 is less than I've had in the past. But still, I've been spending a lot on takeaway, I must be honest. How am I going to be able to make it a lot easier for myself to get a job down that field? Or should I? I mean, I've been doing this for so long. I've been going down this route. I thought, why not make money from this channel? Why not like make maybe a membership of some sort, and each month people can get exclusive perks that people otherwise wouldn't be able to get through just watching the videos. I remember DJ Vlad doing that, and like him, I plan to keep the sort of videos I'll be making exactly the same, but just add extra on top of it in the membership. But in order for that to be lucrative, there'd have to be a lot of people, and in order for there to be a lot of people, YouTube must have an incentive to further distribute my videos. So I probably would have to put ads on the videos so that YouTube is making money. That they would be anyway, seeing as they put ads on my videos even before I've been able to monetize the videos. That's ridiculous, I think. It's probably because of copyright, but even with some videos that haven't got any copyright music or copyrighted footage, some videos that I've made even a long while back, maybe a year ago or so, still have adverts on them. I think that's some BS. But it's not like it's my platform. That would probably be a lot of fun to make my own platform. And in a sense, I would be able to do that with books. But I mean, like, the same way how YouTube has an internet platform, maybe I could have something of my own website where I'd make these sorts of videos. But then if I were to do that, I'd have to maintain it probably every day, just like how YouTube has moderators. But I'm gonna do that, like, be on my arse all day, moderating the website. Yeah, right. No, I don't think so. I can think of a website like a car. Yeah, it might look nice to drive these 2 litre plus cars, but the cars that I'd want to maintain the most, which I'll probably be doing more than just driving it, is a long term, is the 3-door cars that are probably as old as me. They're the most compact, and they're the most convenient to clean, to maybe even repair if there's been a crash or something and the car's not a write-off. I don't know. If I take it seriously enough and I want to do it enough, I will. Same way with the book. If I want to do it enough, I will. And if I want to carry on changing my way of life how I claim to, I will. That's that. This has been really helpful. It seems like we're coming to the end. Got less than 4 minutes left. This has been like therapy for me, and although sometimes I have felt mentally overstimulated, I've taken it slower at a pace that I could handle. And this definitely has helped with like working things through in my mind. There's a lot probably going on subconsciously, which means I consciously act out just being lying down, maybe on the floor, on the mat, or on the bed, just being on YouTube or watching YouTube all day. There's probably a lot going on, but this has helped. I think I have found at least a major part of why I'll be on it so long, because I'd be looking for help, but that same place I'm looking for help is the same place I'm trying to get away from. And like Healthy Gamer GG said, this is he's saying that he was in a video that I watched today, at least, regardless of how long he made it. I don't remember, but he was saying this is a place, it's a place that he would want people to go to so that they eventually leave and live their own lives. And maybe, although I would be searching for information from that place, I should move on and maybe go out of my way to do lots of research like how he has with the topics that he talks about. Maybe that's what I should do instead. Maybe I should teach myself topics on the tablet like how he's done on the iPad and made videos out of, and maybe talking to people like how he's done might help. I don't know. But if there's any one thing I'd take from this video, it will be that that same thing, watching his videos that had used to help me in excess, is the same thing I'd be doing that causes myself to hinder myself from living in a healthier way than how I'm living at the moment, and making it a lot more difficult to do the things I claim I want to do, like getting the 10k steps in. It definitely it doesn't slow me down, the phone doesn't, but I slow myself down with it by consuming in excess. I've been able to handle watching, at least seemingly been able to handle watching videos more than I have making this talk, but this is actually, what was I going to say? I think making this video has been more helpful than watching the videos, because I don't really remember what's gone on. It's just a whole load of phrases I could quote and some funny videos I've watched here and there. But making these videos have been more helpful than watching them, because I don't really remember. It's more like infotainment. I don't really remember what he says, and I sure as hell don't apply them. Now the hour marks gone, I'll let it be at that. It's an edit on this note. Watching those videos and mental health channels in particular could be the things that are hindering me, and I'm hindering myself with those videos more than I probably helping myself, because I don't really go out my way to watch the videos to apply the information I'd learned in my life. It'd just be infotainment. But on that note, I'm done. I'll leave it at that and think things through further, and maybe even give an update on how things go later. So just to recap, I probably should be watching those sorts of videos, those mental health videos, and instead of just being on the watching YouTube all day, instead I could think about long-term projects like creating a book and carry on learning about like eating and stuff like that, which I would be doing and making videos out of through the daily food logs. But outside of that, I could do even more research. Yeah, but for now, I'll leave it at that. I'm gone. Cheers to making more progress in life, especially with the help of making the videos rather than just consuming them. So I'll do this instead and not watch those videos. Right.